Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Teen Kids News. I'm Reed. We've got a lot to tell you about, so let's get started. Here's our top story. What started as a children's book has become an international movement for doing good. Ava has the story.
This room is filled with teens from all around the world. For example, Japan, Ireland, Italy, and of course the United States. All of the teens here have one thing in common. They're passionate about doing good deeds.
My good deed was that I raised over $5,000 for autism awareness societies and funding centers through lemonade stands and donations.
One lemonade at a time. So please come by, stop, and donate.
What is your good deed?
I sell my artwork, and so far I've raised $22,000 for charities such as St. Jude's Research Hospital.
My good deed was to create a book fair outside of my dad's shop.
Can you tell me about the book fair?
We raised over $400 and selling Pokemon cards, books, and bracelets.
In Ireland, we try to go to a hospice for cancer and help out and fund as much as we can, as only a third of their funding is provided from the government, and they really depend on 2/3 of the cost to come from raising money and donations and just people being nice and trying to help them out.
These are just some of the acts of kindness that are being recognized at this global summit. It's hosted by the Loukoumi Foundation, which was started by award-winning author Nick Katsouris. Loukoumi is the name of the little lamb Nick writes about in his book. Loukoumi is an actual Greek word. It means sweet.
I chose the name because we wanted to pick a character that would appeal to kids and also appeal to the goodness and all the good things that they do. So Loukoumi is a candy from Greece, and I'm Greek American, and it was very important in my heritage to write a book series about this character to inspire other children around the world.
And they are certainly inspired. The Loukoumi Foundation has grown to include more than 150,000 kids. Kids that are dedicated to doing projects that they are passionate about. Why did you join Loukoumi?
Because I always found it so inspiring to see people helping other people. So I was like, maybe I could do that too. So I joined it.
Because I felt like it was needed in a world where so much negativity is going out. I feel like the world needs some positivity.
I got inspired by other people's stories, and I wanted to help others as well and make a difference.
The Global Summit was more than just a one-night awards ceremony. It was a week packed with meaningful events.
We did our Loukoumi Good Deed bus in the city. We went to the United Nations. Then we went down to the 9/11 Memorial, where children have written and presented over 1,000 never forget letters for families who lost loved ones on 9/11.
Wow, you guys are amazing.
All those who lost a family member or relative on 9/11, I just want to say, even though this happened a really long time ago, you can never obviously get over this pain and the sorrow of the lost. And still, I love how we're doing charity work and everything we can to still raise awareness till this day.
May this letter give you much needed comfort and strength. And just so you know, you're never alone. So I deepest condolences.
Then the kids prepared sandwiches and food and dropped it off at a local homeless shelter. It's just been an incredible experience to have all these kids here together from all these countries.
The summit also launched another of Nick's books. Like his inspiring stories that make a difference, this second book is a collection of good deeds written by the kids themselves. Tell us about inspiring stories that make a difference too.
Well, I'm very excited for this book. We have over 125 authors from 30 countries around the world, each telling their stories, because what we like to do is not just do the good deeds, but we like to have the children reflect on what they're doing.
I joined Loukoumi because I love to help people and I love to see them happy.
One way these Italian teens made people happy was by visiting a home for seniors and singing. Volare is a popular song in Italy. The word means to fly. but it also implies a feeling of joy.
This is like the most beautiful thing I ever did in my life.
Why did you join Loukoumi?
Because for me it's important to make a difference in the world.
If you'd like to make a difference, Loukoumi wants you. To find out how you can join, write to info@loukoumyfoundation.org. You can help this wonderful organization continue its mission of inspiring young people to make a positive impact on the world. And I know that from personal experience. I've been a member of the Loukoumi Make a Difference Foundation ever since I was 8 years old. Being part of Loukoumi taught me that even small actions can make a difference. It helped me discover what I'm passionate about and how to use that to give back to my community. For Teen Kids News, I'm Ava.
It's something we probably see every day, on the street, on TV, and in the movies. Smoking. It's a habit millions of Americans have, including a surprising number of teens, and it's a bad habit.
Smoking isn't cool. It's not something you want to do. It can scar you for life.
Smoking is not cool. It's gross. It smells bad.
If you play sports or do any of that, it affects all of that stuff.
I think that I'm never going to do that.
Smoking can ruin your life.
A lot of kids don't admire when you smoke because it's disgusting.
It is. And while most teens seem to agree that smoking is bad for you, many still light up. In fact, according to the American Lung Association, every day about 2,500 kids will try smoking for the first time. Experts say e-cigarettes are to blame. For years, smoking was actually decreasing, but vaping has changed that.
So e-cigarette, there's no question, is on the rise with our middle schoolers and our high schoolers. It's very frightening because our middle schoolers can start e-cigarette use as young as 11 or 12 years old.
There's a lot of kids that smoke over on the skate park.
I don't personally know anybody who smokes, but I've seen people do it.
I see people around the school smoking a lot after school and even before school.
Either they follow their dads and their moms, or they think it's cool.
Some may do it to be cool, but some just do it, stress.
And it's not that teens haven't heard all the warnings about smoking, that it can cause things like cancer, lung disease, heart disease. Not to mention that nicotine in regular cigarettes and vape pens is highly addictive. Unfortunately, some teens just tune out the long-term concerns.
And that's why it's so important to tell teens about the immediate dangers of smoking. Things like your clothes smell, you're spending all of your money, your teeth and fingers can get yellow, and you're going to have a hard time keeping up with the other kids in sports. So these are problems that can happen no matter how young you are.
And while many teens are getting the message,
it's really unhealthy for them and they're damaging their internal system and even their external system as well.
They'll probably end up with lung cancer.
Like other people can get secondhand smoke and it's just not good for anybody.
It's been an uphill battle, especially against e-cigarettes.
They're putting fun flavors in them, making fun colors for the vape pens, so they're making it that the appeal is better. However, we're trying to teach that it doesn't matter the way it looks, the way it appears, it's still dangerous. It still has nicotine, it still has other chemicals in it and other carcinogens, which are cancer-causing agents.
That's why some states have passed laws banning flavors in e-cigarettes. Whether the rest of the country will follow suit is still up in the air. But bottom line, all tobacco products, whether lit with fire, vaped, or chewed, belong in the can, the ash can. I'm Benjamin for Teen Kids News.
We've got lots more coming up in the show. During this commercial break, take a minute to like, follow, and subscribe to our socials so you never miss out on Teen Kids News. We'll be right back. After 5 years of fighting, the Allies took one of the biggest gambles of World War II, the invasion of France. As Chloe's report shows, it was a titanic battle that led to the end of the war.
Driving along the western coast of France, the area looks so peaceful.
It's hard to imagine that this area was the focus of one of the fiercest battles in history. June 6, 1944, the Supreme Commander of the Allied Forces, General Dwight Eisenhower, gave the green light to start the invasion known as D-Day.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you.
Called Operation Overlord, it was the largest amphibian landing in history. Thousands of ships, thousands of planes, and hundreds of thousands of soldiers fought for a small toehold along the coast of Normandy. The main part of the Allied plan was a 5-pronged attack. The British landed at 2 locations codenamed Gold and Sword. The Canadians came ashore at Juneau, and the Americans hit the beaches called Omaha and Utah. Hitler had promised to make it impossible for the Allies to invade. He had ordered a coastal line of defense from Norway to Spain that he boasted would be impregnable. Called the Atlantic Wall, it was a deadly network of fortifications that ran for hundreds of miles. If you visit Normandy today, you can still see many of the Nazi gun emplacements. Massive concrete bunkers and pillboxes sheltered the German gunners as they fired on the arriving ships and soldiers. Some of the bunkers were dug deep into the hillside. They had rooms where the Germans would sleep when not on lookout duty. This bunker was constructed with a space between the huge concrete slabs. Open on 3 sides, it afforded unobstructed and deadly fields of fire of the beach below. Most of the bunkers are pockmarked by shell fragments from Allied guns and bombs. In the days and weeks following the initial landing, the Allies needed to move vast amounts of equipment and men from the ships to the shore. So, they created artificial harbors. Giant blocks of concrete were sunk off the coast. Long metal sections like this one were assembled in England and then towed across the channel. Quickly fitted together, they created roadways strong enough for heavy vehicles to lumber across. Pieces of the old temporary harbor still peek above the waves and can be seen from the shore. On D-Day, the heaviest fighting took place at Omaha Beach. More than 2,400 U.S. military were killed or wounded. Many of them are buried here, at the Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial. The beautifully kept lawns create a gentle green carpet beneath a forest of more than 9,000 white crosses, as well as Stars of David. Those awarded the Medal of Honor receive specially designated headstones. The land is a gift from France, and it's managed by the American Battle Monuments Commission, an agency of the U.S. government. Besides the cemetery, there's also a visitor's center. It's been said that the success of Operation Overlord owed much to the competence, courage, and sacrifice of the U.S. military. Those 3 themes, competence, courage, and sacrifice, are brought vividly to life through the exhibits and videos you can see here. It reminds us, in the words of former President Ronald Reagan, that freedom must be fought for. For Teen Kids News, I'm Chloe.
We want to hear from you. Send us a short comment on the show. Just include your first name and your town or city. If you want to include a photo, do. We may feature your email in an upcoming show. Don't go away. There's still more Teen Kids News ahead.
The next time you hear someone say that girls can't code, tell them about Ada Lovelace. Back in the 1800s, Ada was recognized as having an exceptional mind. She began working with mathematician Charles Babbage. He had designed a mechanical machine capable of performing calculations. He called it the analytical engine. Lovelace realized, even before Babbage did, that the analytical engine could do much more than just basic math. She wrote out her thoughts in a series of notes, and those notes are what we now call algorithms. Many experts today consider Lovelace the world's first computer programmer. So when it comes to writing code, a woman did it first. For Teen Kids News, I'm Camille.
It's time for Word. Here's a chance to test your vocabulary. Find the real meaning that matches the word. Let's start with this one, ephemeral. Is it an adjective that means having to do with art painted on a wall? Is it an adjective that means lasting only a short time? Or a noun that means the generic name of a pain relief medicine? The answer is lasting only a short time. This game of word is ephemeral, but the lessons last a lifetime. We hope. Let's try this one, irrigate. It's a verb. Maybe it means to annoy constantly, or it could mean to make wet or supply with water. Or it means to drill with a rotating tool. Ouch! No, irrigate is a nice verb. It means to make wet or supply with water. Farmers irrigate their land so crops will grow. Now let's try this, superfluous. It's an adjective that means either beyond what is necessary, extremely graceful, or being really, really sick with the flu. Superfluous means beyond what is necessary. Just your thanks for this game of word is enough. Anything more would be superfluous. But I'll take it anyway. Ephemeral. Lasting only a short time. Irrigate. To supply with water. Superfluous. Beyond what is necessary. That's Word for Kids News.
It's simple. Seatbelts save lives. The National Road Safety Foundation wants to make sure you remember that every time you get into a car.
Grandma, when did people start using seatbelts?
Sweetheart, I'm pretty sure seatbelts have been around in most cars for more than 40 years.
Do seatbelts really save lives?
Yes, they certainly do. I just read that seatbelts save as many as 15,000 lives a year.
If my mommy and daddy have been wearing their seatbelts, would they have lived?
Don't miss the other cool videos created by the NRSF. It's easy to find more. Simply like, follow, and subscribe to the National Road Safety Foundation. We'll be back with more Teen Kids News right after this.
Sir Walter Scott is famous for writing many popular novels in the 1800s, including Ivanhoe. The story of the chivalrous knight who defended the weak was retold in movies, on TV, and even in an opera. But there's a far more interesting reality is stranger than fiction story about Scott. He was born 5 years after his mother was declared dead. Yes, you heard correctly. Sir Walter Scott was born 5 years after his mother was declared dead and buried. How is that possible? Well, according to a letter written by a family friend, Scott's mother suffered from an illness that made it appear as if she had died. So, she was put in the family tomb. Fortunately, grave robbers broke open her coffin that night and were surprised to find she wasn't dead. In earlier centuries, medical science wasn't as scientific as it is today, so mistakes were occasionally made. And that led to spreading the fear of being buried while still alive. When the man famous for crossing the Delaware was facing crossing over into the next world, George Washington made this deathbed request: "Do not let my body be put into the vault, less than 3 days after I am dead." Edgar Allan Poe was inspired by the public's dread of being buried, but not dead. In 1844, he published his cringeworthy short story, The Premature Burial. Some people went to great lengths to prevent being buried alive. In this photo of a burial vault, you can see the right 2 openings have escape hatches that could be opened from the inside, thus letting the not dead person get free. Inventors even filed patents for what were called safety coffins. A common device was to have a rope attached to a bell above the ground. If the person awoke in the coffin, they'd ring the bell and hopefully be rescued. And that supposedly gave rise to the saying, "saved by the bell." I'm sure you were just dying to know that. For Teen Kids News, I'm Katerina.
That's it for this edition of Teen Kids News. Thanks for watching. See you again next week.